Hello again. Well, it's that time of year, and I'm sure that, like me, you've been on the receiving end of those industry surveys aimed at summing up trends seen in the prior year or predicting the ones to come. And, there's always a question on there like, do you make business decisions based on data? And I always used to think, and maybe you do too, well, of course I'm making decisions based on data. I mean, I'm not making them blindly. After all, I was regularly running reports from all the various tools in use at any given time. But the truth was that those tools didn't talk to each other, right? The data wasn't normalized. A lot of the time it required manual manipulation outside of the tools themselves. And the data was often duplicated or worse, conflicting across those tools. Deep down, I knew I was only scratching the surface and trying to make sense of very narrow, highly contextualized views into the overall picture. But I still checked yes. The issue is that when data is siloed inside of individual systems, you're stuck looking at lagging indicators, right? That's what's already happened. That's useful, but it's a pretty uphill battle from there to predict what's coming or to act before the curve. And if the assumption is that AI or automation is the fix for that, well, it can be, but only once you've helped it make sense of all that disparate data, pulled it into a single source of truth, and taught it what sources should be favored, combined, tagged a certain way, or even excluded in order to generate and maintain that truth. What I've learned at Weidenhammer is that the real game changer is a separate data estate, a structured environment that brings all your sources together under one roof. It's not magic, it's just intentional architecture. It can include things like data lakes, which is the term for raw, flexible storage, and data warehouses, which is more clean, structured, query-ready information. And together you can use different types of data from different sources to create that single source of truth that you can actually trust. And then from there, you can layer on planning tools, analytics, and AI to spot trends, to surface correlations, and move from lagging to leading indicators. And that's how you start predicting and not just reporting. And if this sounds like something that's only available to Fortune 500s and only they can afford it, well, that's exactly why Hammer exists, to make these kinds of capabilities practical and attainable for middle market companies. We can audit your tools, we can map your data flows, we can design a plan that scales quickly and economically. The bottom line is if your data strategy is really just running reports, you're leaving insight and competitive advantage on the table. So let's fix that. Let's let you check the box with confidence. If you want to see what a modern data estate looks like, please reach out and let's talk. More soon.